Hey everybody, welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. Today we're going to be doing an assembly of this Hampton Bay patio heater. If you caught the unboxing video, you would know that it's getting autumn here in Georgia, and we thought we'd want to pick up a patio heater so we could continue to enjoy our outdoor patio that you see behind us. I'll put a link in the description of this video to that unboxing video if you want to see the unboxing and kind of see how we took all these pieces out. That's what you see behind me here. And now we're going to do the assembly so that we can get this thing together and enjoy some outdoor patio time. Okay, so I think the first thing I want to do is check out the use and care guide and see what we need for assembly. Let's make sure we have all the pieces first. Okay, so we have the reflector, that's over here. That's this part. So we have the reflector, and then we need the heat assembly unit, that's this part. We need the base, that's here. We need the uprights, that's these two pieces here. We need the cylinder housing, that's this piece. And then we need the support brackets, which are here. All right, looks like we have all the pieces. We have our package of hardware here. So let's go ahead and get started. The first step in the instructions are to put these hold down brackets on to the base, and the way they're supposed to work is if you want to mount it in the grass or in the yard, you put these brackets on, and then you can put spikes through these brackets to keep it from tilting over. We're going to have it on our patio here, which is concrete and it's level, so I'm going to skip this step as far as putting these brackets on. I'll keep the brackets in case we ever want to use it somewhere else. So the next step, step 2, is to put these uprights on, and that's these pieces here, and they will go like this, 3 of them. Let's take them out of the plastic first. Okay. And let's see what screws we need. It says we need 3 of the M816s. So M816s. Ah, there they are. Okay. So it took me a while to see, but at the very last it has the size M816, and there's actually 3 of them, which makes sense because that's all we need. So I'm going to use my blade here and just cut these out. You can punch them out through the back if you want. We're going to sit this up here. I'm going to put our screws in. And these go on with the this little bracket to the bottom. You can't put them on this way because there's really no way to put the hole through, but just so you know. And I'm going to take my little wrench out of the packet here and do some tightening. And when I tighten these up, I want to make sure that they stay perpendicular to the outside. I'm not going to make them too tight right now because sometimes you have to maneuver some things around as you're assembling, and if you tighten everything up immediately, then sometimes it's not good to do that. The next step, step number 3, is to put these two tubes together. And here we're going to use 4 of the 3/16 screws. So the base goes like this, and then this piece slides in. And then you just line the holes up there. And we'll need these 3/16 screws, 4 of them. Here they are at the top, 4 3/16 screws. Okay, there's 4 of those. Let's put those in. Alright, and again, I'm not going to tighten those too tight. I'll come back and tighten everything up later. Let's move on to step number 4, is to now bolt this assembly to the 3 uprights. So this is going to go up here onto these 3 uprights. Let me set this on the ground and then we'll continue. So now I have this base on the ground and we're going to bolt this upright to it. And for that we're going to need 6 bolts and nuts. And that's these up here at the top, right here. We'll take the nuts off. This goes right on like this. And this is where I said it's good maybe not to tighten everything so tight, because you see how I had to maneuver those around a little bit just to line the holes up. So again, we're going to continue putting our screws in. I'm just going to line the holes up here. Oh, there we go. Almost had a disaster there. Okay. I got those through. Let me put some nuts on the bottom here. Okay. And you just need to pull this back a little bit to get the holes lined up. Drop your screws through. Now I'm going to put some nuts on the bottom. There we go. And then do the same for the last one here. There we go. 2 screws through and put the nuts on the bottom. So we've got the uprights on. Let's see what our next step is. Load the cylinder housing onto the pole. Alright. So it wants us to drop this housing over the pole. So before I do that, I do want to tighten all these screws up so that everything's nice and tight, because once I get this on there, you're not going to have the opportunity to tighten them anymore, obviously. So let's tighten all of our screws up. So I'm going to tighten these bottom screws up. And what I did, you can use the wrench that came along with the kit. Well, what I did is I just went and got a socket. These are a 14 millimeter nut. So now I can tighten these up since this upper part is being held in position. Now, in this case, it looks like this screw is a little too close to the edge, so I can't get my wrench on it, my socket on it. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I had to loosen it up a little bit just to get my socket on there. Make sure everything's good and tight. Next, I'm going to tighten these on the top, and there's 6 of these, and I went and got this is a 10 millimeter nut and bolt, so I just got my 10 millimeter ratchet or socket and wrench. So we'll snug these up just a little bit initially, and then once I get them snugged up, I'll tighten them the rest of the way. Now these, you don't have to tighten too tight, because what it'll do is it'll start crushing this pipe here, because it's kind of a thin metal, and you don't want to crush the pipe. You just want to tighten it up. Get it tight. There we go. Now that we have all of these bottom pieces tightened up, the next step is to put the cylinder housing, which is this part, over it. So we're going to lift it up and set it over. And let me see if I can find the hold. There we go. And slide it down. Okay. There we go. So the next step is to, step number 6 is to put the reflector spacers onto the burner. So here's the burner. Let's go ahead and pull the plastic off. Alright, and then we'll need to turn it over to get to this section here. Here. And what we'll need is the 3 little spacers and some washers. So those spacers are right here. They look like a nut with threads on each side. Then we just need to grab a couple of washers. We'll need 3 of those. Now I'll tighten those with my 10mm wrench. And again, they don't have to be super tight, just snug them up a little bit. And of course, you can always use the wrench that came with the set also. And step number 7 says we need to unscrew the bolts from our burner unit here, and then step 8 will be to slide it down into the upright tube. So let's stand our burner unit up. This cardboard piece here, which is just kind of a protector piece, and we need to take out these 4 screws or bolts that are here. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And once we take these out, we want to be sure to hold on to them, because we'll use them again when we, as we slide this down onto the upright. Okay, the bolts are out. So the next step is to slide our gas hose down through the upright and place our burner unit on top of the upright here. So let me untangle the gas line here, and then we'll slide off this little cardboard piece that was there to protect it. I want to save that safety piece. It can go down on the bottom. And then we want to lift this up, flip it over. Let me see if I can hold it here. We'll slide our gas line down through the pipe, the upright. I want to see if I can get that tag down toward the bottom. There we go. Get that all the way down. And then this piece just sits on the top. Okay. Now we're going to put back in the 4 screws that we took out previously. So we slide those, put those in here now. And these holes are slotted, so if you need to work with it a bit to get it in the right place, you can turn it. Turn this around just a bit, and what I'm doing here too is I want to put the burner controls here close to the instructions. So I wanted to you could just as easily put this on the other side, but then you would have to look around the back of the thing to see how to actually light it. So it's nice to put this facing the instructions. And then you just tighten these back up. step 9 is to remove the protective covering that is on the reflector. So let's do that now. So these are wrapped in some bubble wrap. And then they also have the ends, corners protected with these pieces of cardboard, which is nice. So we pulled off this blue, the blue part. Let's see if I can get it to come off. Go. This is kind of the fun part, just peeling stuff off. All right, we've got all of our pieces skinned off now. That was not as much fun as I thought it would be. But let's see what we've got to do. Basically, we just got to put these together using the 10 number 6 screws and some cap nuts. It should not be too hard. Basically, we just need to lay them out on the table here. And I guess this goes like that. Okay. We lay this piece on top. Now we've got to put some screws in it. Let's get our screws out here. So we've got 10 of these screws and 10 cap nuts or acorn nuts. And then we need washers also, so 10 of these washers. So it looks like they go in from the bottom. Yep, so let's take this up through the bottom here. I'm going to put a washer and a cap nut. And I'll do that all the way around to get us going. So that's looking pretty good. Now we just got to get the top piece on and get all of our screws in. Alright, well that wasn't too bad. That went together nicely. What's our next step? Next step is to put it onto the burner head using these wing nuts and some washers. We need 3 washers. So let's do that. Alright, so let's put our big old hat on here, our reflector. I've got my step stool so I can get up here. And then this sits down onto those 3 spacers that we put in earlier. Just like that. And then I need to do my 3 washers. Let's see, do we do washers on both sides? Yes, we do washers actually on both sides. So I needed to I need to lift this up and put 3 washers underneath it. One, 2, 3. Now we set it down on there. And then we put 3 washers on top. 1, 2, 3. Then we put our wing nuts on. There we go. Go ahead and pull this protective film off also. Now what I want to do here is kind of pull this out from around this black thing here so that we don't have any of that left behind it. There we go. Okay, So there we have it, the assembly of the Hampton Bay patio heater. I hope that was helpful to you. It went pretty easy. I was very happy with the build quality and the way everything went together. The instructions were easy to follow, and it looks good, I think. So all we have to do now is actually get an LP tank with some gas in it, put in, hook up our burner, and try it out. Again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Again, thanks for watching. See you next time.